Thanks so much for joining us this evening. I'm Mark Salinger. The snow that moved through last week caused some real havoc on the roads. Out east, more than 100 pronghorns were killed when they were trapped on roads and hit by cars. Tonight, 9 News reporter Colton Chavez looks at guidance from Colorado State Patrol and driving instructors who say slowing down could actually be more dangerous for drivers than speeding up. Hey, Colton.
Hey, Mark. Yeah, you're absolutely right. And anyone that's driven on the roads here in Colorado, it can be a split-second decision. But the universal answer for all drivers is do not swerve. But for this driving instructor that I spoke with, he told me this is a lesson that he wants more people to know because he expects more drivers to have run-in with these animals on our roadways. Sergeant Matt Cabot knows his way around a steering wheel.
I've worked as a traffic sergeant for many years at Thornton Police Department.
He's also a driving instructor for Top Cops Driving School, where during the months of November and December, he says driving with wildlife has a heightened importance for all drivers.
They're going to need to remember, hey, when I'm driving between these months or in any time if I'm driving at night, those nocturnal animals could be out, and I need to use a little bit of extra caution.
Nocturnal animals like the pronghorn, who saw triple-digit casualties from run-ins with drivers during our early November snowstorm.
The primary focus is maintain control of your vehicle.
But what should drivers do when they can't control what happens next?
You don't want to hit it square, because if it comes over the hood, it could get into your windshield and really cause a severe injury. If you hit it on the back side or the front side, that animal most likely is going to spin off of that collision.
Colorado State Patrol agrees that drivers should not swerve and should pull over if contact is made.
If smaller animals come in front of your car, the best place for them to go is underneath the car.
It's a lesson that even Sergeant Cabot has to remember.
No, I've never hit any wildlife.
But says these accidents could become more common as he sees more Coloradans sharing the road with these animals.
As these suburbs encroach out, especially out into Golden, into Boulder, and some of those foothills, you're going to have to start dealing with this wildlife because we're going now into their territory.
And another piece of information from Sergeant Cabot, he tells me that if you see one of these animals on the road, animals like deer, they tend to move in herds. So if you see one, there's probably more up the road, so stay aware. Live in Denver tonight, Colton Chavez, 9 News.
Well, you see, Colton has his jacket on out there. It's a little bit chilly now, but hey, it was one of those perfect fall days out there. Clear skies, warm weather, and it's Friday. Cold right now, but the warm weather sticking around into the weekend. Want to get right now to 9 News Weather Impact Team meteorologist Lauren Robinson, because Lauren, those warm temperatures are here to stay.
That's right, and we're during that time of year where after the sun sets, it does get very chilly, but the last few afternoons and as we move through the rest of the weekend, those afternoon temperatures will be in the middle 50s, which is pretty seasonal for this time of year. So right now we're at 43 degrees at DIA, most of the Front Range and Eastern Plains in the 30s. We're a little warmer in Denver, and then you can see 30s in the high country, then more 40s right now across the western slope. As we continue to look ahead at our live radar, there's not a whole lot happening across Colorado, but off to our west, you can see a system there that's going to bring some light snow showers, very brief, very isolated, into the high country tomorrow. The Front Range and Eastern Plains not looking for any snow until Tuesday. So coming up in my full 7-day forecast, we're going to talk a little bit more about the calm but chilly evening ahead. And as you're making plans for this weekend, it's going to be sunny and seasonal, but we do have some snow chances in store. I'll have all of those details for you coming up.
The Aurora Police Department SWAT officer who shot and killed Kylan Lewis in May has officially been cleared from both disciplinary actions as well as criminal charges. The announcement follows the department's completion of an internal investigation. You'll have to take their word for it because the department still won't provide details about that investigation or the unedited body cam video of the shooting. So we want to show you at least parts of the edited video that Aurora Police has released of the encounter on May 23rd. It shows Aurora SWAT officers trying to arrest 37-year-old Kylan Lewis in connection with attempted murder. Police said Lewis failed to comply with directions to get on the ground, and an officer shot Lewis when he reached behind his back to pull something out. Lewis died 2 days later. It was later determined that he was holding a cell phone, did not have a weapon. Today, the department announced their Force Review Board, which includes the police chief and an independent consent decree monitor, determined the shooting did not violate policy. Republican District Attorney John Kellner and an Arapahoe County grand jury have also declined to pursue charges against the officer involved. A scary moment at DIA this morning for travelers. Someone's cell phone battery caused a fire on a Southwest plane, forcing everyone on board to evacuate. That flight was scheduled to leave Denver for Houston just after 6 o'clock this morning. One person was burned in that cell phone fire, while another was hurt trying to evacuate from the plane. Eventually, all the passengers were rebooked onto another flight later in the day, landed safely in Houston. Our sister station down in Texas caught up with some of them.
Everybody saw the smoke because it kind of filled the back of the cabin, and then somebody screamed fire.
We were all on there, and all of a sudden somebody started screaming from the back of the plane saying, "Fire, fire!" And next thing we knew, we were being taken off the plane.
A University of Colorado professor who we spoke with, who does extensive work on batteries, says he's almost positive the cause of that fire was a liquid component found in rechargeable batteries. Research is currently underway to try and find a replacement that would not be flammable. Scooter companies in Denver are not taking responsibility when it comes to reckless e-scooter riders. Colorado's second highest court made that very clear this week. The Court of Appeals ruled yesterday that scooter companies cannot be held liable if a rider on a scooter hurts someone else. The ruling follows a lawsuit filed by a cyclist against the scooter company Lime. She sued the company over a crash in 2020, said the person on the scooter appeared drunk when they hit her. The cyclist accused Lime of negligence, saying the company isn't taking enough steps to make sure scooter riders don't hurt others. But the court ultimately sided with those scooter companies, saying there's nothing in state law that requires those companies to protect the public from its riders. A couple is out hundreds of dollars after someone stole their car, then got it towed. Talk about a bit of a double whammy here. To get their car back, they had to pay the tow truck company that had taken their stolen car. Rodney and Tasha Qualls say their car was stolen from their home in Fort Collins. Police later found it abandoned at an intersection in Thornton. So police towed it to an impound shop where the couple then had to retrieve it a couple days later. But when they got there, they were handed a really hefty bill. So they reached out to our Steve Stater. Steve, on your side for help.
How much did it end up costing you?
For the 2 days of storage and the towing was $380.
$380 after you get your truck stolen.
Yes, it felt just like a little more insult.
Yeah, that is an insult. The couple thought that they were protected by a 2023 bill that created a fund for towing companies to pay for stolen cars. But that bill was actually amended, instead creating a study for the issue. Democratic State Representative Meg Froelich sponsored that bill. She says the study actually did dump money into a victims assistance program to help pay for some of those costs.
The bad news is I don't think anybody knows it exists, and even I have had to remind myself what the exact website address is.
So we'll give you that website, lockdownyourcar.org, in case you're in that situation. But there are some municipal tow lots like Denver that waive fees for stolen vehicles. It's the private lots that tend to charge. Well, the Colorado Rockies, they're used to stolen bases, not stolen Lamborghinis. This is a new one. One of the star players for the Rockies found himself in the middle of a crime ring when he tried to move his Lambo to warmer weather for the offseason. Now, news reporter Ria Jha is here this evening. And Ria, this is really straight out of a Hollywood movie.
Yeah, it was Chris Bryant and his $300,000 Lamborghini. Detectives said the car transportation company's email was hacked, allowing the suspect to change the drop-off location. And police said this was one of the most elaborate cases they've ever been a part of.
You see this stuff in movies.
The Cherry Hills Village Police Department doesn't usually work a Fast and Furious type crime.
It's Cherry Hills, yeah.
But Officer Justin Smith said this investigation could rival any Hollywood script.
Right sliding catch by
Christopher Bryant.
The key to every blockbuster movie is that big name star.
He's a member of the Colorado Rockies.
And a cool car.
It was a gray 2023 Lamborghini Huracan, valued at over $300,000.
The Rockies' third baseman was having his custom Lambo transported to his home in Vegas from Colorado.
It was picked up on the 29th, and it was never delivered to his residence down in Las Vegas.
And what's an action movie without high stakes?
And in these cases, you have to move quickly.
Cherry Hills detectives tracked down the car using their license plate recognition system.
As it was traveling through Las Vegas, was picked up on multiple cameras.
Las Vegas Metro Police took the driver into custody, a mechanic who gave them leads to the real suspect. And cue the dramatic takedown.
With the assistance of Homeland Security, they were able to go to they were able to pick up the suspect from the airport as he got off the plane.
The Department of Homeland Security arrested a 58-year-old man based out of Texas.
We not only had multiple suspects involved,
And they're tied to a multi-state luxury car theft ring.
the Las Vegas Metro Viper actually recovered numerous additional stolen vehicles.
Bryant got his Lamborghini back within 5 days of calling Cherry Hills police.
Great overall win for I think everybody.
In the movies, the good guys always win.
It's an elaborate investigation.
Detectives said Bryant and his wife were very happy to get the Lambo back. They also said the car of a Texas Rangers player was also recovered, so not the only baseball player targeted here. The suspect was charged with 2 felony counts of possessing and transferring stolen vehicles. Rhea Cha, 9 News.